Welcome to WeLearn Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 30, Secularism and the Communal Challenge. Topics which we are going to cover under this session are secularism, meaning and definition, the Indian Constitution and secularism, communal changes to secularism, the anti-modernist challenge to secularism, and what is the way out. Coming towards the first topic about the secularism. In the West, secularism was part of a whole range of new ideas and intuitions that marked the end of the feudal order and emergence of the sovereign modern nation state with new forms of economic organization. The word secularism was coined by George Jacob Holyoake in the middle of the 19th century based on the Latin word seculum. The Enlightenment in Europe heralded a new era where reasons rather than religion become the guiding factor for all aspects of human life. In India, secularism is popularly understood as the best philosophy that would enable people belonging to diverse religious backgrounds to live together in the harmonious manner and create a state that would accord the same degree of respect and freedom to all religions. Next topic is the Indian Constitution and secularism. Secularism is compatible with the under certain circumstances which would even dictate a defense of differentiation, citizenship, and the right of religious group. At independence, India was a nation embarking on the new and challenging endeavor of building an economically independent democracy that would treat all its citizens equally. To be an Indian was to be committed to the ideas of the national movement and the democratic vision of the constitution makers. The practice of secularism in India is often denounced on the ground that a strict separation of the religious and non-religious practice is not possible. Bhargava argued that to avoid a Bosnia-like inferno in India, secular institutions are necessary. That is, they are necessary not only to check religious fanaticism but also to ensure that conflicts between religious communities that are not necessarily of a religious character do not cross a certain threshold to degenerate into the frightening scenes seen in part of Europe today. The Indian Constitution guarantees both individual and collective freedom of religion through the Article 25 and 28 in the chapter on fundamental rights. Article 15 in the same chapter provides that the state shall not discriminate against anyone on the basis of religion, caste, sex, race, and place of birth. Article 16 guarantees that no Indian citizen would be discriminated against in matter of public employment on the basis of religion. Article 25 guarantees the freedom for the consequences and the right to freedom propagate, profess and participate in any religion. Article 27 and 28 strengthen the individual freedom of religion by banning taxation for the purpose of supporting a particular religion and by banning religious instructions in institutions recognized or aided by the state. Next are the characters of the national movement. Akhil Belgrami has diagnosed the challenge to Indian secularism as a consequence of its non-negotiated Archimedean character. His argument is that the national movement did not facilitate a creative dialogue between communities which could have ensured the emergence of the threshold of a negotiated understanding of secularism. Electoral politics and the decline of democratic institutions. The unsure commitment to the ideals of secularism at the best of times has meant an unprincipled exploitation of communal fears and sensibilities by all major political parties, including the most important of them, the Congress Party. By the end of 1970s, it was becoming clear to the Congress that its earlier slogans of socialism and secularism were fast losing their appeal among the traditional supporters. The Congress Party adoption of an openly majoritarian politics was a complete reversal of the historical role as the principal bourgeois adversary of communalism. Communal politics in general and parties like the Bharatiya Janata Party in particular have benefited from the collapse of consensus that the Indian political entitle had over specularism, economic self-reliance and non-alignment. The nature of capitalist development. The nature of ruling class politics itself, according to Ranbir Singh, is related phenomenon. Given the limited nature of opportunities that are available, politics and ideology promoting narrow and exclusivist interests direct this social tension against the minorities. The 1980s witnessed a deliberate attempt to widen the mass because of religious appeal. The large-scale and almost commercialized celebration of certain select festivals is part of the larger strategy to create a more universal Hinduism by replacing the significance of local festivities and rituals. The anti-modernist challenge to secularism. There are also observers who point out that the Western concept of secularism is not suitable to Indian society. It means the failure of that secularism. Ashish Nandy, for example, argues that the ideology and politics of secularism has understood in the Western sense have more or less exhausted their possibilities. Nandy suggested that secularism as an ideology has failed because it is seen today as being a part of larger package that consists of a set of standardized ideological products and social processes like development, mega science and national security. Nandy is critical of the fact that while the modern nation state appeals to the believers to keep their private faith out of public life, it is unable to ensure that the ideologies of secularism, development and nationalism do not themselves begin to act as faith intolerant of others. Nandy contends that objectification, scientization and bureaucratic rationality, the core principle of the modern nation state, can only breed violence. Nandy argued Western concept of secularism become a handy adjunct to a set of legitimating core concept. Accepting this ideology, he contended, leads to the justification and acceptance of domination and violence perpetrated in the name of progress and modernity. The last topic is what is the way out? The struggle against communalism has to be a struggle against more than communalism. It has to be the part of larger struggle for more participatory and egalitarian model of society. Manoranjan Mohante has argued that secularism can be meaningful only when it becomes a part of the overall process of democratic transformation. Secularism has to become part of struggle of the ordinary people of India for their right to life, and this is defined and politically, economically and culturally free. Now in the last there is an exercise for you, few questions which are based on this session. Questions are: what does Ashish Nandi tribute the failure of secularism in India? What is meant by the characterization of Indian secularism as no negotiated or Archimedean? Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.